G'day, and we're back, and here we are at the Calderis Refinery, one of my all-time favourite maps. Let's have a look-ski. And we've got Commissioner Lord, who I actually don't play with very much at all. But he seems very cool. He's got some abilities that pretty much make him almost immune to damage. We'll probably see them in this because they're just way too cool. And he's been played by a guy called InZaintJohn, who I do not know anything about, but we'll see how he goes. He has a high TLO, I checked him out. And here we have the Chaos Lord, good old reliable, in black. Black is hardcore, obviously, because using black color schemes means that you're nasty. It's a simple fact. And here we have the signature unit, really, I guess, for the tier 1 IG. This little guy, he can uncap anything, but he can't actually cap himself. But what makes him so good is that he's able to just run in, disrupt with the stomp, and uncap early wreck points, which makes a huge difference. And coming right deep into enemy territory like this is definitely the way to go, but you better get the hell out of there, and out of there soon. Losing that at an early point is not what you want. Meanwhile, we have a Kill the Weak going off, and the Chaos Lord, he's kind of like the same thing in a way. Like, he's so powerful in tier 1, especially against units that are, you know, like IG, or also fucking, oh my god, I'm having a mental blank. What are they called? Tyranids. Because they blob up, you know, like that means just Kill the Weak and hit a lot of units. But yeah, that Chaos Lord is in trouble. If he doesn't get the hell out of there, that Kill the Weak isn't going to cut it. Because as you can see then, it only healed him a tiny little bit because it only hit the Commissioner Lord, right? And it only, the more people it hits, the more it'll regen everybody. But meanwhile, while that was all happening, he was able to cap the map pretty well. And now that he's capped the map, he's going to be in a better position to come in. But of course the capping is both sides. I mean, it's a very standard game so far. And we have got two nice stomp. Stomp, of course, does not affect the worship the way you think it would. Very early Doom Blast, completely missing everybody. And here's the Commissioner Lord, as you can see, just taking 0 damage and putting the hurt on these tacks who are going to have to get out of there and get out of there quickly. There, and that was a nice Doom Bolt. But again, on goes the shield, and now he is in trouble. We do have a Havoc coming out for the Chaos team, and that they're going to make a, I think that's a good choice. And whoa, the Chaos went for the knockdown, which was a good choice, but unfortunately did not connect. Otherwise that would have been one dead Commissioner Lord. And we still haven't seen any other units from InZaintJohn. And as for gear, the Commissioner Lord does have the Power Sword, which does give him that bubbling ability, and we have no upgrades on any of the other units at this time. Now these Havocs are very good at locking down, and one of the things about Calderis Refinery, and one of the things that some people complain about, and in some ways it's rightly so, it's a bad position for those Havocs to be in. They are going to be stomped on without any kind of resistance. It's interesting, we have not seen the Combi Flamer on the Chaos Lord, which would greatly help against fighting these ranged units. Yes, good plan. If you see a Chaos Lord charge at your men, you must back them out like nobody is very correctly doing here, because his Kill the Weak, a lot of his power and his tankiness comes directly from that Kill the Weak ability, especially in tier 1, and without hitting multiple targets, it's almost useless. Again, great use of this Sentinel coming in and disrupting by flanking the Havoc squad, making the Havoc squad not so much useless, but it's really not doing the kind of damage you would be expecting. And these heretics are going to be in a lot of trouble if they don't move the hell out of there and out of there soon. They have not got the aspiring champion, of course. But yeah, I mean, you might notice that I haven't been doing some videos for a while. I've been very, very busy. Like I make games for a living, and I've been very, very busy with that because we want to try and get our stuff out for the new Christmas specials. You know, get all the DLC onto Steam so people can buy it. But besides work, I'm also been playing the fuck out of Skyrim. So it's just been ridiculously busy, but you don't want to hear that. What you want to hear is about how this this Commissioner Lord is just gonna kick the ass of these tax, and they got to get the hell out of there and out of there soon. He does have the Havoc squad. Now this is not a particularly good position. I've seen people put Havocs here before, and I've tried it myself. It's not good because basically any units coming down here completely flanks them, and it's a very, very obvious place. If you, I think he's going to maybe try for a capping this point, but as you can see, this unit will see the Havoc and will either charge in and pounce or just go straight around the side. No, he's going to just there you go. See, just straight through, put on the bounce, and that's just end of story. Nice choice of the flamers. That really puts a hurt onto those heretics, and we'll probably see a response to that by them getting the one of the heretic squads getting the grenade launchers. And tier 2 for the Chaos Lord and for InZaintJohn. And this Chaos Lord is overextending. Better get out of there or he is going to go down. And there he goes. Bye bye. Oh! Kill the weak, saves the day. Very, very lucky. And we have probably, now that he's tier 2, let's have a look and see how the upgrades are going. It looks like he has Eternal War and Mark of Zinch on these guys. And we will probably, well, I would like to either see a second heretic squad. Oh, there we go, stubbornness on the Commissioner Lord, which basically makes him invincible. Like, it's ridiculous how much damage he can take. But of course, it is a buff it's kind of like Synapse, I guess. It's a buff that's dependent upon him being surrounded by his other troops, you know. So while he's running around by his lonesome at the moment, he is far less powerful than he could be. And here comes the Stormtroopers and the Chimera. Interesting. Now, usually because this map is so large, the Chimera is not a very, very popular choice. It's usually the Manticore, if they can get the Manticore out as quickly as possible, because the Manticore allows such really excellent map control. And this map, it doesn't look it, but it's actually one of the largest 1v1 maps in the game. Right? It just, you know, it just doesn't look that big when you look at it in this mini-map mode. And having that control, being able to pushing people off points in this particular map is extremely important, and even more so than in some other maps, because the map is so large. When pushing people off really makes a huge difference. And these Zinch Marines are going to head in and put some hurt on this Chimera, which is not really going to be able to stand up to that. We have Armor of the Inferno. That's interesting. So we're probably going to see a heavy melee coming out of the Chaos Lord. I find that the staff does really good against IG. You just knock them all flying. And the stormtroopers have upgraded with the anti-armor kit. I guess he was thinking we're going to be seeing high demons. We have not actually had a demon created by nobody yet. Nice retreat path Inferno there. And that guy with stubbornness in the shield is just, you know, they have to get the hell out of there. There's nothing that the Chaos Lord can really do. He's out of there too. And I really think that InZaintJohn is playing extremely well at the moment. He just seems to have an answer for absolutely everything, every possible thing that's been thrown at him. And is he going to go down? No, just look how this guy is always at 100% health. It's extremely powerful ability that seems to be forgotten a lot of the time by players. But yeah, what I was saying is that, oh, Chaos Lord did go down, I missed that, which is a terrible shame. And I think that is actually the first death. But this is actually the second power harass by InZaintJohn. And the thing is, I mean, Chaos isn't as power dependent as other. Ooh, nice. He's actually stealing his power in the back here. And he's probably going to cap that. That's very, very sneaky. And out comes a heavy weapon squad. That's a very, very good choice. And we have upgraded to the to the Mark of Crone, sorry, which is my particular favorite. I absolutely love that weapon since the upgrade. It's extremely, extremely good. Boom! Oh no, that guard squad is in trouble. Still no flamer for the Chaos Lord. It's a bit of a mistake, I feel. Like, even if you don't use the flame ability, the flamer actually greatly increases the DPS. Like, the gun itself is better regardless of whether you use that flame ability. He did lose that infantry guard squad. It was ambushed obviously by these heretics, even though I didn't see it, who were over here, who had capped the power. And nobody is reacting really, really well to this aggression by InZaintJohn. He did get the squad kill, which is really, really going to make a difference down the line. But he is not. He's got the Chimera. He's seen the stormtroopers. He's seen the heavy weapon squad. He's just decided, look, I'm not going to go for demons, even though I've got two heretics. I'm just going to go for plague marines. And this is actually a build which we have seen, or well, I've seen, and I actually do myself quite a lot against IG, and that is multiple plague marines, two, you know, in 2v2, sometimes even 3, and you're using the heretic squads to back them up by speeding up, you know, because the plague marines run really slow. But with the Mark of Crone or Cron or whatever, is Crone? Crom? No, Crom is like Conan, isn't it? I just watched Conan and he had Crom. Anyway, whatever. The point is that you can speed them up you can speed up the plague marines, and that's going to basically make his anti-armor pretty useless. He's coming out for a flank. This Chimera is going to get a shock when he sees these plague marines. But the Commissioner Lord is probably going to charge straight into them with stubbornness, and that's going to make a big difference. Ooh, flare goes down. And there's those Corn Havoc doing such great damage. We're going to see this Chimera go down. Come on, fire, baby. Shoot, Plague Marine, shoot. What are you doing? Okay, so here's the famous repairing, but without the, yeah, unfortunately he did not have his Chaos Lord in tow. Get the hell out of there, Plague Marines. You do not want to go there. You cannot out DPS a repairing IG crew. But that is one of the reasons for the Let the Galaxy Burn ability when you're playing Chaos Lord versus IG, because it can disrupt. There is a number of techniques you can use to disrupt the repairing cycle, which a lot of IG players don't really count on. He has rebuilt his Guardian squad, so he, not Guardian, Guardsman, sorry, been playing too much Elder. But he has rebuilt his squad to allow him to keep doing his repairing. But what you do, the Let the Galaxy Burn allows you to knock them down and disrupt that repairing, and as well he has finally got his first Bloodletters. Now remember, it's not a Blood Crusher because of all the anti-vehicle that's on the screen at the moment. But this Bloodletter squad's really going to help with these repairing units as well. Just teleport right into the mix and fuck them up. Okay, so the game's been going a while. Let's have a look at the VP situation. And the VP situation is not good for InZaintJohn. I mean, he has really put the hurt on in a lot of ways, but he just has not been able to keep the VPs captured. There's the stubbornness showing its power. On goes the nice Let the Galaxy Burn, takes out those heavy weapons squad, which was making a terrible mess, and as you saw, using the Mark of Khorne to slingshot those units into it, and that was a really nice push, completely crushing. And this is where we're going to see nobody's really, you know, the acceleration. It's like an exponential growth about how good you get. Definitely get an acceleration out of the fact that he has killed complete squads of InZaintJohn. He's lost his, you know, little AT-AT Walker thing, and he's lost his one of his Guardsman squads. And I mean, that's really going to make a difference. And he's starting to fortify this node in the middle, which of course is one of the big things you see. And here comes the Chimera again. It does not have the support unless it's got Guardsmen inside it, which it looks like it does, considering how many bullets are firing out of it. Why are they just standing there? Pretty weird. He's just trying to hold this VP. Meanwhile, what else is going on? We have the repairing squad up the back here. Let's see the nice use of phase shift. And this Chimera is going to go down. Oh no! She tried. That was. Oh, and the bloodletters go down. That was terrible, terrible. But look at this little minefield he's set up here. Unfortunately, he tried to sucker him into walking over that minefield with the Chimera, but it just did not go down. Let the Galaxy Burn is probably not up, I suppose. Ooh, Demonic Visage. That's very, very cool ability. I don't actually use that much myself. But this Chimera has absolutely been a pain, an absolute bane to the Chaos player. And out comes the Lemon Rush, and we're about to see some Lemon Rush frickin' repair abuse, I am sure. You see how much problem they've had with this Chimera. Wait till the Lemon Rush is on the field. He is having to repurchase those bloodletters because in nobody's current state, the ability to use that teleport to interrupt repairing is actually going to be completely key and those bloodletters should be a high priority target for InZaintJohn to take out. But I must admit, I've been extremely impressed with his play. In fact, both the players have been playing very, very well. This is quite a high level match. Like I said, they're both up in the high 2000s. But unfortunately, that loss of those bloodletters is going to be a real crimp in the side. And we're going to see exactly how this pans out now. Ooh, very, very early let the galaxy burn. Does get them in the retreat path, but I do believe that was most likely the wrong thing. And there we go, executing one of his own men to stop that retreat. And these bloodletters are in a lot of trouble again. They do have the worship on them. Ooh, there's someone at my door. Hold on for a sec. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, this is actually hours later. I've had this game paused the entire fucking day because I've had to go through shitloads of stuff for work, and now I'm back. So I don't even know what's going on. I've kind of forgotten who's even playing. InZaintJohn, and nobody. That's right. Oh, that's right. Chaos Lord versus Commissioner Lord. Ooh, blood sacrifice. Expensive blood sacrifice on a Plague Marine. Oh, it was a Plague Marine. And here comes the Chimera is out. It is unsupported by a repair squad. This could be bad. It has not even got its upgrade. So this is the chance. This is the best chance he's going to have to take this out for a long time. The guard squads are nowhere to be seen. Okay, I've kind of forgotten what's been going on in this game. The Commissioner Lord is lying here dead. Oh, the pain of being a Commissioner Lord. And here comes up the setup team. This is the combo you see. Setup team that has a heavy weapon squad guarding it so they can't get close. Really helps with melee. Well, this guardman squad is going to get absolutely pounded if they don't move. Not having the Commissioner Lord alive to bust his troops here is really going to make a huge difference. Looks like we've got some Catachicans on the field. Unfortunately, Relic's stupid replay system means that if they have more than this many units, you can't actually see them. So I couldn't tell that he had them. And it's really becoming a mech war at the moment. These Plague Marines are in a terrible position, unable to really see what's going on. Oh, the Chimera might finally go down. It's about a position. It does have guardman squads so they can pop out and instantly repair. Unless he gets another teleport off the ground. Ooh, smack, and it goes down. Here we go. Plague Marine for the win. And now straight back to try and take out this Lemon Rush, which is not going to happen. He should be backing into range of his. Ooh, looks like he's going to lose the... Just lucky not to lose that Bloodletter squad, and he is going to be pushed back by this rather large force coming out here. But I think getting the Chimera was quite a little boon, and one that could have been avoided. Still, the point situation really hasn't gone in favour of InZaintJohn for a while. I mean, he's really low on points, but he's been playing very well, and to me that is one of the marks of a good player, because the thing about Dawn of War is that unlike a lot of these games, your position gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like, there's that old Day 9 saying, once you're ahead, instead of going for the kill, it's just better to get more ahead. You know, like losing a squad to a capping error like that, for example, is not getting ahead. Because once you're ahead, if you just get more ahead, then you a kind of a win becomes a definite win. And the thing in Dawn of War, it's like that as well. And one of the things about Dawn of War is that the more you do it, or maybe you sacrifice that on purpose so you can get the death threat out. But anyway, because of the population cap. But my point is that a mark of a good player is not really to spend, like a beginning player really is like plays a bit like the PC, you know, plays like the computer AI, probably because they've been copying it, as in they go into full capping wars and stuff. But the simple fact is, you don't really need to worry. This is not going to work unless you can disrupt these guys here. There is no way he's going to be able to take this out. You cannot do that. He needs to get his bloodletters to teleport behind and disrupt the repairing. Otherwise, that is a completely wasted effort. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, I keep getting distracted by the game that's going on, but what I'm trying to say is that when you are playing Dawn of War at the beginning, you kind of want to cap constantly, and of course capping is important, especially capping VPs I'm talking about. Blood sacrifice. Boom! Now, blood sacrifice is an expensive thing to do to a Plague Marine, but it's interesting because it does heal, so it's kind of like a double effect. Oh, if I can get this goddamn sentence out of my face. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that but good players, they can sacrifice VP gain at the beginning, which is what InZaintJohn's doing. He's concentrating on his army composition and unit preservation. Because the deal is, if you can survive to the late game with a good army composition that's leveled up, the ability to retake and then, more importantly, hold the VPs at the end of the game becomes very, very, very easy, and it really can swing a game. Like, we've seen a lot of losses for the Chaos units. I mean, he just lost his Death Dread again. We saw a lot of things going down, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a large point swing right now into InZaintJohn. And that is like a mark of a type of way of playing Dawn of War, which you only really see at the higher levels, because the lower levels are so intense. Oh my god, is this going to go down? Oh, that is a terrible loss. Oh my god. Gee, there is really no reason why that should have gone down. Another Chimera out in the field. It's a good choice, I think, the Chimera. Yeah, well, that's well, everything I just said might be not so valid now. I mean, that was a huge loss, and the repairing invincible, in air quotes, Lemon Rust combo with the Guardman squads is pretty fundamental, because what you need to do that sort of VP comeback with the high composition army is basically able to lock down a node. Like in this case, it's usually this node in the middle, and having a big, you know, fortified cannon, basically, like the Lemon Rust is you know, it's part of the strategy of the way that strategy works. Still, we still have not seen a Manticore on the field, and I think that is probably one of the reasons why InZaintJohn is having a lot of problems. I mean, Manticores are a little weaker against Chaos than they are some of the other races, due to the large amount of teleporting Oh, get out of there! Boom! Large amount of teleporting creatures. And we'll note that InZaintJohn is floating a lot of wreck. The trouble is I have to now click on his base to see if he's building anything. Actually, no, I can't click on these things. And as you can see there, you can just see it at the end there. I got there just a little bit late, but one of the things another thing about Chaos that people forget, especially when they're playing, is the Chaos Lord's ability that he's been running with, this Inferno armor that gives him that flaming, galaxy burn ability, which admittedly is a great ability. But by the time the Guardian, the squads have leveled up, these guys are level 3, they're almost at the level cap, they'll be able to literally just stand in the fire and take it. And it becomes a much less important effect. There's the combi flamer burning the hell out of these guys. And you can see, look, they're just sort of sitting there. It doesn't have the same effect. So while that Let the Galaxy Burn is a really, really fantastic ability, it's also worth switching around to slightly different ones. Like, for example, combi flamer. No, switch to that big, massive mace, and do like AoE knockbacks that like completely knock this blob army into all sorts of directions. That's a very good one. And then another blood sacrifice again on the Plague Marine, using that special trick to heal the plague, heal as well as sacrifice. But pretty wasted. It did drive him back, but without a way to get past these units, this is going to be a short-lived attack, that's for sure. Wow, Heretic Squad right in the middle of it all. He might go down if they're not in a hurry. And the Plague Marine might go down as well. This is a very strange attack. Down, loses his Heretic Squad. Another Galaxy Burn. And as you can see, not doing any damage. This is not good. I don't know what he's expecting to do with this charge. I suppose he's going to his plan is to kill the weak to get his power back. But down he goes as well. And that was a really absolutely atrocious loss for nobody. I feel his pain. This is going to basically, just look at the map now. The whole map is capped in blue except for a couple of nodes. And nobody really fell off the bike there, that last engagement. And the fact, he's got out his bloodletters again, which is still coming up. They're level 3, so they're getting nice and beefy, but he does not have any heretics to support them. And without heretics, bloodletters are extremely weak. Nice use of Let the Galaxy Burn to actually just misses that Plague Marine to push away. Let the Galaxy Burn might not be actually killing people, but it still is a knockback, which is a good way of dealing with setup teams. But if we don't see some capping, and some capping soon, I'm not just talking about VP capping, I'm talking about capping of the actual field, I think nobody's going to be in a bit of trouble here. He needs to purchase some new units. He doesn't really know what. He can't really afford it because he's got to reinforce every single one of his squads. He's basically going to be at the downtime for a while. I'm not quite sure what he can do to come back for this unless he can really start taking the map again. And this is one of the problems a lot of top players have with this map. I particularly like playing on Calderis Refinery, but the problem with it that some people comment on is that if you take over. You know, like if you hold, you can hold the entire map pretty much by holding this area here. So it creates a very fortified, tanky kind of, you know, turtley sort of gameplay, which some people find a little bit unfun to watch. Come the Plague Marines again. They are not going to really be able to make a dent in that Chimera. Line of sight errors, stopping the flamethrower doesn't care, but the rocket launcher hit the side there. Beautiful let the galaxy burn, but again, it doesn't really do much damage anymore. And they are now in the position to repair and fire at the same time. And once again, nobody is forced back into his own base. Interesting to see exactly if nobody can pull this out. I'm not sure he'll be able to, unfortunately. I do think it's really actually quite good to see such a extensive use of the Combi Flamer. You often don't see people using the Chaos Lord's ability. Oh, a nice explosion on those bloodletters, and you can really see how these bloodletters are just not even remotely as powerful without the backup of the heretics. He has built a second heretic squad to reinforce those bloodletters, and they should be, oh, they're up the top doing nothing, just doing a bit of retreat worship. Nice. And here's that VP swing I was telling you about. I mean, once you get into that commanding position, and here comes all the stops are coming out. Nobody's arsenal is just absolutely huge, and bang, another unit down for nobody. This really should be a GG. Chaos never say die though. Commissioner Lord, look at the regen on the Commissioner Lord. He is just 100% impossible to damage, and more units being lost, and there's the GG. Well, no GG, but that's the end of the game. So that was a very, very good game. InZaintJohn and Nobody, both particularly good players, I think. There's just a couple of really minor mistakes coming out of InZaintJohn, and then a few key engagements being lost by Nobody, and that just sealed the deal at the end there. And once again, unit preservation is really the key to winning this game. Okay, well, I know I haven't been casting much recently, but Skyrim has been really important, and I've been doing a lot of work, and yeah, I just haven't had time. But more will come soon. Okay, I'll catch you later.